Right, I've been rubbing this thing down and I've found a run. Well, sag. I don't know whether you'll be able to see it. I'll try and get it for you. There, look. It's a little runny sag run thing. So it's just a little bit in the clear coat, it's nothing huge, nothing amazing. Now, a couple of ways of doing it. You can get a razor blade. Well, you can actually get some filler, putty filler stuff. Fill it over with filler, rub it down, and you'll be rubbing the filler and the top. That's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is just rubbing it down standard with a hard block so that it's nice and flat. And another way is a razor blade. You actually scrape it off and then buff it out. I prefer the block method. I find it a lot easier. But the thing is, I don't go very hard. I mean, I'd imagine this needs to be rubbed down with 1,000 grit. Well, I've got 1,000, 1,200, 15, but I'm going to have a go at 15. So I'm just doing flat block. I mean, it's not huge. I'm just going to have a go at this. Plenty of water. So I'm just using the hardness of this. Just in the area. And it should take the top off it without rubbing everything else off. Plenty of water. Like I say, I'm rubbing with 15, so this will take a bit of time. You might have to knock it down to 1,000. Yeah, it's coming. And I'm just flat, just that side of it, that side of flat. And when I'm rubbing, I'm not a lot of pressure, I'm letting the paper do the work. I think we're there. Yeah, we're there. Just a touch there. That should be it. Yep. That's that done. So we're getting there, slowly but surely. Right, time for the polishing. use a battery drill. Trust me on this. Now, your compound. I use G3 and then a little bit of auto glim for the swirl marks. If you've got a little bit and you've never done it before, take it slow. Don't rush, take it easy. Wet the panel down. Look, just a bit of water, that's all it is. You don't want your paint getting hot. If you get it too hot, it will burn through. Done. It's a fresh, well, it's not fresh, it's knackered, but it's no compound in there. So just a, on this, just a little bit of compound on here. A little bit of compound on here. Take your time, take it easy. Now, because this is wet and I've sprayed it, it's going to fling everywhere, but it's going to keep it cool. See what I mean? Take your time. See it flinging everywhere, but it will keep it cool. It's a bit too flingy. Bit too wet. Always keep it moving. Now I'll just show you what that tiny little bit has done to really dull paint. How long was it on there for? 10 seconds at really slow speed, and it was watered down. That's the rub down side, that's 2000. Rub down with 2000 grit. This was on there for 10 seconds. You can still see the 2000 grit scratch marks, but that's how easy it is to polish your paint. It is literally that easy, that slow, with a foam pad. It's that quick. So if you've never done it before, foam pad only, battery drill only. Alright, I've got a wall pad. I'm going to wet it. This will burn through really quick. You've got to know what you're doing with this. The professionals use a bloody great big. You've got to know what you're doing. Do not burn through. Would help if I was plugged in, wouldn't it? Starting off slow. And always keeping the pad moving. And be careful of your edges. On this edge, you want the bottom of the pad, you want it to go that way. On this edge, you want it to go that way. You always want to fall off the edge. Be really careful of your edges, you'll burn through them in seconds. Now I'm going slow. You can go a lot faster than this. Now I've reversed the drill because I can use the top of it now. Unbloody wieldy. A little bit. Right, I hope the camera will pick this up. Now it's polished, but can you still see scratch lines in it? You can still see the scratch lines. I mean, don't get me wrong, this looks beautiful. It's lovely and shiny, beautiful. You look close, you can see the scratch lines. They're that way, which means I can still see my 2000 grit scratches. That means I haven't polished enough. Carry on polishing. Bit of water. You don't want to heat this shit up. Right, let's have another look. You can still see them, but they're very small. They're just there. So now, because you can only just see them, I'm switching over. So you can only just see them. You can't see them in the naked eye. On camera you can see them. In pure sunlight you will see them. So now that bit's done, I'm switching over to the swirl. The little scratches that you see, you won't see them. I mean, I could take it one more pass at it, but I don't think I need to. So I'm going to go down to a lighter compound. This is the next one up from teacup, basically. And that'll do that. Of course you can't wax this after because it's fresh paint, so I have to wait a month for this to sort itself out. But that's how I do it. Takes a while, doesn't it? I mean, I'm sticking this under a microscope here. There you are. Now, you won't see that in the naked eye. So it's been 1500, 2000 wet and dry, plenty of water. I've then used wool pad with G3. I've then used it's the next one up from Teacups, Paint Renovator, with a very soft, very soft foam pad, waffle pad. That brings it up, and there is no scratches in that at all that you can see to the naked eye. To get rid of everything, give it a coat of wax, or 2 or 3 coats of wax. That'll be like brand new. That's how you do paintwork like this.